Welcome to Movie Sprints. Today I'll explain a fantasy thriller from 2016 titled Before I Wake. Warning, spoilers ahead. Let's dive right in. The movie opens with an armed man nervously entering a child's room. He watches the boy sleeping. The man is clearly terrified and points the gun at the boy saying, "I'm sorry, Cody." Heavy footsteps and high-pitched screeching sounds are coming through the open bedroom door, and we catch glimpses of butterflies through a window. The man is clearly very scared, and a sudden commotion outside makes him pull the trigger. The gunfire awakens the child, and the man breaks down in tears. Later, we see a young couple, Mark and Jessie Hobson, whose young son Sean has died from accidentally drowning. After mourning the loss of their son and learning they can't have more children of their own, have decided to try fostering. Cody, the young boy from before, has been chosen to be their first foster child. Social worker Natalie Friedman informs Mark and Jessie that Cody's mother had passed away when he was only 3. He had been in 2 previous foster homes that didn't work out. The last one left Cody to live alone for approximately a month before neighbors called the police and Cody was returned to the system. Although Cody has had to endure so much at only 8 years old, he still has a positive outlook and chooses not to think of himself as a victim. As the couple prepares their home for Cody's arrival, they are seen removing all the photos of their dead son from the walls. However, they choose to leave one photo of Sean, which is a family portrait. We learn that Jessie has been suffering from insomnia ever since her child's death. She goes into the bathroom and checks on the safety handles that Mark installed on the walls. She has flashbacks of her son drowning and can't cope with the grief of having lost a child. The next morning, the social worker brings Cody to his new home. Cody at once accepts his new parents, and his introduction to his new home and family is a smooth one. He immediately notices the photo of Sean but doesn't question them about the absence of the young boy. We learn that Cody is a collector of butterflies and loves to research them, a key component of his story. At night, the Hobsons tuck away Cody in his bed and leave him to sleep. However, Cody's hiding a secret. He takes out his stash from under his bed and uses energy drinks and caffeine pills to stay awake at night, as he doesn't like to go to sleep. The next day, while making his bed, Jessie accidentally discovers his hidden stash beneath his bed and is concerned for him. At night, when she asks him why he has these items, he tells her about a nightmarish creature called Canker Man, a monster from his dreams that eats people and that ate his mom. Jessie does her best to reassure him that it's just a bad dream which can't hurt him and that he's safe, as the Canker Man won't be able to find him in his new home. To which Cody replies, "He's always with me. He told me so himself." Later that night, Mark and Jessie are relaxing in the living room. Just then, they are amazed to find hundreds of multicolored beautiful butterflies appear, seemingly out of nowhere. Mark tries to capture a blue butterfly to show Cody, as he has a liking for butterflies, and catches him in a glass. However, as quickly as they had appeared, the butterflies disappear when Cody wakes up and comes down to the living room. The next day at school, Cody befriends a girl named Annie who sits next to him. She helps him with the butterfly that he was drawing, and they become friends. We also see him get scared of a mean student, Tate, who has a habit of creating trouble at school. At home, Cody asks Mark who the child in the living room picture is, and Mark replies that it was of Sean, their son, and how sorry they were that he was taken away from them. That night, after Cody goes to sleep, the couple see the butterflies once again, but this time, they also find their deceased child, who is smiling seeing them. The couple is overcome by emotion and Jessie rushes to him. They are able to touch and even hug Sean, but Mark is convinced that this isn't right. When Cody wakes up, Sean disappears into smoke. Cody is remorseful and apologetic for his brief slumber. The next day, we learn that Cody has a very special ability. Whatever he dreams comes to life. This is the reason Cody does everything he can to stay awake, be it energy drinks and caffeine pills or slapping a rubber band to his wrist. He understands that if his mental state is good and he has good dreams, then the butterflies appear. And for the Hobsons, Sean also appears. But if he's had a bad day or is upset about something, his dreams go dark and the Canker Man appears, and people begin to disappear. Upon realizing Cody's gift of making his dreams become reality, Jessie begins to take advantage of it. She shows Cody home videos of Sean from the Christmas they once had celebrated so that Cody can know what he sounds like. That night the butterflies appear and they are all glowing like Christmas lights. Rejoicing and happy is their dead son who runs about the room acting out scenes from the video. This time, he is also able to talk, as Cody had heard how he sounded like in the tape. As the dream is extending longer than usual, we see hundreds of moths outside their residence and we get a glimpse of a figure, Canker Man, the monster from Cody's dreams. Just as the monster enters Cody's room, he wakes up and all of his dream objects, the butterflies, the monster, and Sean, cease to exist. The next day, Mark comes home to see their house decorated with several pictures of Sean. She wants Cody to be able to see Sean properly and dream up as many details as possible. He accuses his wife of using Cody for his gift instead of loving him. He feels that this is actually an abuse as they had promised to take care of the child and not use him. Jessie thinks that Cody can help them heal, but Mark takes down the pictures of Sean. Cody hasn't been sleeping properly for days now. He begins to feel drowsy at school and his teacher advises him to keep his head down for a while till she returns to class. Cody falls asleep at his bench. Tate comes to the room planning some mischief. Just then the Canker Man appears. Annie watches in horror as the monster runs to Tate and gobbles him up. She screams loudly, waking Cody up, and the monster disappears. Meanwhile, fueled by the need to see Sean for a longer time, Jessie goes to a coworker, a doctor, and convinces him to prescribe a sleeping pill for Cody. She complains that her foster child has trouble sleeping and the doctor prescribes her the medication. Without Mark's knowledge or approval, she mixes it with Cody's drink. That night, Sean again appears before them, but this time he is different. He has a pale, drowned, death-like face. Mark goes to wake Cody up but learns that his wife has drugged him to sleep. The Canker Man appears and rushes towards Mark. Jessie tries to stop the monster, but he knocks her unconscious and devours Mark. In the next scene, we see her waking up. Cody has called 911, suspicious of Mark's sudden disappearance and suspecting domestic violence. Social services takes Cody away to an orphanage. Jessie is left distraught and crying, having lost a child again and also her husband this time. Jessie goes on a quest to find out as much information about Cody's past as possible. When Natalie, the social worker from before, ignores Jessie's requests for help, Jessie steals her files on Cody. She uses the information from the file to track down one of his first foster parents, Wheelan Young, the man from the first scene, who we see has been admitted into a mental asylum. He tells Jessie that when his wife fell sick and died, Cody's dreams brought her back. Wheelan kept showing her more and more pictures of his dead wife, but as Cody was very young at that time, he couldn't remember her face properly and brought her back only as a hollow replica. Later, when the monster began to appear, Wheelan concluded that the only way to stop Cody's nightmares was to put an end to Cody himself, and that is why he was trying to shoot Cody. He asks Jessie to put an end to Cody before more people are killed, but she objects to this and leaves from there. She continues to investigate and is led to a box containing Cody's mother's belongings. That box contains a butterfly-shaped pillow and a journal which details her life with Cody as an infant. Jessie arrives at the orphanage where Cody has been kept. It is late at night. The halls are dark and haunted by Cody's nightmares, with moths flying all over the place and the other children tied by vines and cocooned to the walls. She has to face her own nightmare too, the death of her son, and she is finally courageous enough to accept it. In the next room, she sees the disappeared child Tate, as well as her husband, who have all taken up ghastly forms. She also finds Natalie just outside Cody's room, cocooned to the wall. When she finally finds Cody, the Canker Man appears and stops her from entering his room, throwing her off into the distance. He charges to attack her, but Jessie stands her ground. At just the right moment, she shows the creature the butterfly pillow from before. The monster stops dead in its tracks and begins to nostalgically look at the pillow. Jessie is seen doing something very strange. She hugs the monster as Jessie is hugging it. We see the monster shrinking and its appearance changes to take the form of Cody. It disappears along with the vines and the moths, and Jessie is seen taking the still unconscious Cody away. The social worker is seen freed from the vines and she approaches them. Jessie assures her that she's taking him to home to safety, and Natalie finally nods in approval. All around, Beautiful colors and butterflies have once again filled the halls, signifying that the worst is now over. The following day, Jessie reads Cody his mother's journal. The information she has learned from her journals have helped her to fully understand the origin of the butterflies and canker man, and now she is seen helping him understand them. In her journal, her mother describes how much she had loved him and that she had discovered his gift when he was just a baby. Eventually, she grows very sick and dies when Cody was very young. Jessie has deduced correctly that the canker man is actually Cody's fading memories of his mother herself. She had become pale and disfigured due to her disease, which was cancer, a term that Cody had misread from her reports as canker. So, the monster is based on his fear of losing his mother. Her mother had said in her last moments that she would never leave him. Cody's traumatic experience of losing his mother makes him conjure up the canker man, who in turn says that he would always be with him. Jessie expresses admiration for Cody's gift, and Cody finally acknowledges her as his new mother. Jessie then never loses her faith and growing love for him and helps Cody imagine a happy ending despite his traumatic life till now. She tells him stories of how the disappeared people come back to their families. Tate wakes up in his bed as if nothing had happened. Whelan gets his wife back and Mark comes back home. When Cody asks her if this would really happen, Jessie tells him that they never know. It could all be one day possible as Cody grows up, and the screen fades to dark. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Please like, comment, and share. See you soon.